seconds left. The countdown is here to get into game number 3. Match point for one of these teams as we jump into it.
Biggest question I want to see right here, who will be going in first pick? Because RRQ Akira has always gone first pick. This time around, the Valley shaking it up just a little bit.
Yeah. I wonder if the Valley will just eye for a glue pick by banning out the Grok in this specific slot. Knowing that the carry will be open as well, could be a consideration, as it is indeed going to be the carry. RRQ Akira, are you going to ban out the glue, or are you going to just give it up for the Valley to take?
Well, if they do go for the glue ban here, it's just the standard draft that we've gotten used to seeing in the group stages, right? That was also the stage where RRQ Akira actually were able to take down the Valley.
Correct.
You know, I was thinking, right? Yes, you can go ahead with the glue ban. I feel like both of these two teams, Akira will definitely take the far side again. You definitely feel like the Valley will definitely take the Eve again. It's going to be the battle of the artillery majors once again. And of course, in this case, I feel like it strongly favors the second pick because you get to pick 2 of these. You draft the Farsa, and then you can draft the Yuzhong immediately to counteract against the enemy artillery mages.
Yep. So the Eve is open, one of the stronger heroes to pick up. Maybe they're even considering taking out just the Grok at this point, knowing that how strong it is. So far, whoever holds the Grok wins the game.
Yeah,
right?
that's the one with 100% win rate, especially in the series.
Yeah.
The Grok is just so good, especially for these two teams that really like to go front to back, right? Because it really destroys that proper formation, the front to back formation. So they can prioritize it, but I honestly think, you know, when you have someone like Hoon in the mid lane, you want to prioritize that Eve pick. Because so far in this tournament too, you haven't really seen that much, you know, that many heroes being picked up by Hoon. So still a big question mark as to what his hero pool is.
So now the Grok is open. You can also opt to go for the Yuzhong if you're RRQ Akira. But then again, there's the choice of the Claude. Knowing that both 1-1 as well as the carry has been banned out, it kind of makes you think that maybe the Claude is a prime commodity for both teams. As well as the fact that it is okay dealing against the Eve because you can get to the backlines with your BMI. And so is the Grok. So this might be the heroes of consideration for RRQ Akira.
Hot take right here, RRQ Akira can go for the Grok and also the Yuzhong together, but no, it's going to be a Lapu Lapu and a Grok because the enemy has already selected a Eve. You won't be able to drop the Farsa in, so I feel like as long as you pick the Farsa at your third pick, that should be A-okay.
Okay, so again, prime commodity for the Claude. Even when there's the presence of both Grok as well as the Lapu Lapu, you want to pick it up because you don't want to give it to RRQ Akira. At the same time, this is like the stronger marksman that's left in the hero pool. Having both 1-1 as well as the carry banned out means that the stock or the value of the Claude just increases. So what do you answer now if you're facing up against the Lapu Lapu? You go Benedetta, or do you go for something like, so they go Lolita instead, a Shark Special for the Valley?
Well, at this point, you know, I think RRQ Akira should just go for something like a Lilia, right? You're up against a lot of dive. You have a lot of sustain here. You already have 2 dive heroes. I think getting better mid-control is going to be very, very prio here for RRQ Akira, who wants to get the game rolling from the early stage. Lilia becomes just the best choice there when it comes to just wave clear.
I agree. Maybe they reserve it, maybe just pick up the Farsa eventually. But yeah, surely Lilia is going to be good for RRQ for them to pick up. We forgot about the Valentina already.
2 good ults. The Numenon Blast and the real world manipulation. Valentina has a sort of similar effect, but more so towards a little bit more CC and trading as opposed to just clearing in that mid lane. Now, moving on to the second phase. Hey, we got a quote from Luis himself, the man that was popping off in Game 2. I think when the opponent likes to trash talk, it gives strength for the team, and we stay humble every time because we're from Brazil. So Brazilians are humble. That's what I'm getting at here.
Yeah, me too.
That hidden shade towards someone from the Valley. I'm not going to even name names here right here.
It has to be like, I think Hoon. No?
But it's going to be RRQ Akira banning away the Barats. I'm guessing that's definitely going to be a Fredrin ban coming off from RRQ Akira as well. You don't want to give Moba Zane something that he's more comfortable with. But I feel like what the Valley truly shines at is comfort picks, right? But here we go. It's going to be a Leslie taken away. I feel like the Beatrix should go next coming out from the side of the Valley. But technically speaking, you have a Lolita, the shield coming out,
Yep.
the Niru's passion can get cancelled.
Yeah. Lolita is a classic, in a way, counter to the Beatrix. And you also have the Esmeralda. Okay, they don't want their Lapu-Lapu to face
That's good.
unfavorable matchup, as well as the actually all of the heroes here coming up from Akira kind of struggle against the Esmeralda in the laning stage, despite the Esmeralda being a non-meta pick, if you think about it. So yeah, the Valley might even consider banning out Harith this time, although they do have counters to the Harith, they have answers to the Harith. It might be just due diligence to actually ban that out.
They're doing a really good job at shutting Fight Chicken down, right? RRQ Akira, you can already see Esme taken out, Glue, Joy, Grok, Lapu picked up. Vendetta was banned by the Valley, so now it's Fight Chicken. Big question mark on him. What is he gonna play, right? This is so far a brilliant draft that's been executed by Coach Cabral. That Ling ban, you know, I think, again, they are done with banning the gold laners because they already have a Lolita. They want to be up against a Beatrix and a Brody.
Yeah. Do they want to take the Fredrin this time so that they deny it away from the Valley, maybe?
Yeah,
or
take it.
Actually, I will not mind if they go for something like a Popolin Koopa.
There you go.
There you go. The Fredrin denial coming out from RRQ Akira, very smart coming out from the Brazilian squad.
I think something that RRQ Akira also needs to look out for is that, yes, you're drafting a Fredrin, you're drafting a Lapu-Lapu and a Grok. Well, technically speaking, there's a lot of burst damage going in, but when it comes to, you know, constant DPS, the Valley definitely truly shines. And you know that Claude will go in with the Mahan's sword, you're going to shred through, and there you go, the Thamus leaked for Fried Chicken.
Okay, you need more damage on the early stages. So Mobazane needs a hero that can dish out the damage in the early stages while also like frontline. So it is going to be Karina. Okay, I think that RRQ Akira can even consider something like a fast-paced marksman, like a Popolin Koopa, in fact, to kind of zone out this Claude and win the laning stage, or even a Bruno, right? So that might be their choice here.
Well,
But they go standard Beatrix.
It's a safer pick, right? I mean, way more flexible compared to a Bruno that really needs to get that snowball going. Although it would be great to see RQ Kira on Bruno, maybe with a Neymar skin.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that would be great.
Represent. But here, Yui have the drafts set already for both of the teams. The Valley here, I think in that second phase, they were really cornered in the draft, and that really hurt them. Thamus, sure, White Chicken is really good at it. He is comfortable on that hero, but up against the composition coming in from the side of RQ Kira with so much CC and so many frontline members, it's gonna be really hard for the Valley to melt that down.
Very true. You have the flicker to cancel the Numinum Blast if ever it's going to be casted, or if ever they find the opening. Fredrin can frontline. You also have that jump coming out from the Lapu-Lapu. Many gap closers coming out from RRQ Akira. Now for the side of the Valley, they wouldn't have enough to protect their backlines. But what they can do, if ever the entirety of RRQ Akira goes for the dive, they can punish the backlines. Here we go. Minion control from the Grok. The Grok block to make sure that the first wave is going to be in the favor of RRQ Akira.
Welcome to the land of Dawn. Battle for match point here. The Valley and RRQ Akira. The Valley and RRQ both opting to go for orange buff first.
Fair matchup for now in terms of the rotations. I think it's still A-okay. Mobazane going for the Karina tank as usual. But I'm interested to find out more about the EXP matchup.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, Thamus versus the Lapu, Takashi is going to have a bit of a harder time early on, but once he gets that Bravest Fighter, I think he should be doing okay.
But White Chicken's something that could just like 1v3 everybody, right? So RRQ Brazil, if they really want to make sure that the Takashi has a winning lane, they need to commit way loads of resources at the bottom lane, especially where that's also where the first turtle was spawned.
Yeah, that's the thing. White Chicken, surely if you go for if you snowball correctly, even with this vengeance, you can really like 1v3, 1v4 a composition of RRQ Akira. But then you're gonna be asking the question, what is really the Valley's plan in here? Do they want to just pave the way for Basic to be farmed in the latter portions, or do they activate this Claude together with the power spike of both the Karina as well as the Thams, right? Because if you're looking at RQ Brazil, it is really one-dimensional. If you think about it, it's pretty standard. It's a template. What they need to do is just to team fight with the Valentina and the Fredrin and pave the way for the damage output to come from the Beatrix.
On top of that, use the dive to get onto Hoon and Basic, right? If they are able to do that, getting those damage dealers out of the way, the Valley have drafted themselves a 3 frontline composition. Once again, RRQ Akira technically doing the same thing here. Mobazane getting a very cheeky steal over to the gold buff. But in terms of the mid control, it does seem like RRQ Akira will have more say there. Even rotate the Valentina down in the XP lane.
Yep, it's going to be Fried Chicken. I think that's already ultimate activated as well. Second and Fried Chicken duking it out. At the same time, the Turtle is already a little bit half HP. More than quarter, actually. King is already there. Safe, secure by the Turtle. First Turtle going in. It's going to be Luminum Blast. Denied by Lewis with the wild charge.
Oof. Early on. This time, RRQ Akira take the objective, but there are no kills traded back for the Valley.
Again, another choice from the RRQ Brazil squad. We call it a Brazilian rotation, where you go for the you port your mid laner to the XP lane so that he gets level 4, and also the roamer is left with a full minion wave in the middle before the turtle starts. What happens is you have 4 ultimates available, and you have a lot of zone out. You have a lot of dudes just frontlining.
A lot of dudes.
For RRQ Brazil.
Oh, that's a lot of damage coming out because Lugusta Shark forced to use the flicker and the shield just to get out alive. That's a lot of damage already in the early game for the side of Lugusta.
Gusta is an absolute monster. Remember his stats, right? Number 1 in hero damage, turret damage per minute. I mean, yeah, and per game. So right now on the Beatrix, he is very comfortable. This is the hero that likes to, clear waves and siege. Usually you see a lot of the Brody as well, but now on the Beatrix with a lot of resources being placed in the gold lane, you can already see, oh, that's a cut, that's a cut. Look at the gold lane. Ooh, close.
Almost. Very close. But RRQ Akira, this is the drop that favors the Beatrix, right? You do have 3 frontliners in the mid, and standing in front of the Beatrix, basically allowing Lugusta to free hit. Seiyun, on the other hand, could take Super Shark's Luminum Blast as well to set it up for RRQ Akira. So many things that RRQ Akira could do.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you have a ton of crowd control coming out from RRQ Brazil. You also have a lot of dive. Then again, for the Valley, all they have to do now is make sure that this Claude from Basic will have a better time than his Harith in the latter portions of the game. Well, we do know that the natural scaling of the Claude is much better, and because of the fact that there's a lot of tanks in the set of RRQ Brazil, this Demon Hunter sword pickup coming up from Basic's Claude is going to be valuable in the latter portions of the game.
Very.
Yeah, I think valuable is like an understatement, right, Mirko?
Yeah.
Yeah. Early on again, right? You can see it. This is what the Grok brings to the table. Let's see.
Rapper's Warrior going in. Mobazane takes away the turtle. It is going to be Luminum Blast changing. It is going to be RRQ Akira stuck in a very hard place. But they managed to turn it around. Not enough damage from the side of Hoon to clear it.
It's the opposite that's happening here. RRQ Akira, they're trading kills for the turtle. They're saying, the Valley, if you want it, if you want to use that many resources, if you want to lose all your HP, just getting close to the turtle to steal it, go ahead. We'll take the kills and we'll take the turret gold. And maybe they might even actually be able to take that turret. Not just yet, though. 5-minute item check, Wolf.
Yeah, okay, so we can see the Clock of Destiny already up and available for the Valentina. We rarely see very quick pickup on the Cloud of Destiny for Valentina, but because of how he was able to get a double kill, level advantage as well as gold advantage over the Eve, which means that if ever he is able to steal that Eve ultimate, that's gonna pack up a punch.
Oh, look at this. The Valley ties with ONIC Esports at number 1 in the highest KDA with 6.9. So, again, very impressive for a team in the lower brackets with a lot more pressure on them, right?
Super nice.
Pretty interesting, though. But over the course of these 2 games, I think that is going to rise up, or KD is going to go fall down. Super Shark caught.
Oh, Super Shark get caught out. So many CC. RRQ Brazil giving a CC festival.
It's complete 180, dude. RRQ Akira are doing what the Valley did to RRQ Akira in the first 2 games. They're the ones finding the proactivity on the map. And again, King and Mobazane, every time they're on tanks, they just like to beat each other up. Basic, though.
Ooh. A lot of Nibiru's passion going in. Hoon going, try to clean it up. The sniper ran a shot. Will be able to just melt down Hoon's shields for now.
The fact that they cleared up top lane, the defense coming out from the Valley, even when it's very expensive with the ultimate usages, I think it's worth for the American squad because now they will have more time for Basic to farm and they keep their turret up top. More ways to control the map or at least equalize the control of the map between them and their opponents.
The American squad. Which American squad?
That's true.
Salvas of the North, but Luis coming in with the wall charge as well. Mobile Zane trying to make some damage towards Luis. It is going to be basic and Hun focusing on the Lord turret instead. Luis from Masas will not be able to land. Luis will need to run for the hills, but nowhere to run at all. Basic, the ultimates from the valley, kills 2.
Oof. And it's also a turret take, right?
Yep.
They are absolutely amazing at translating King.
Wow,
Wow.
that's a lot of damage coming out of Fried Chicken. This is why you ban the damage from Fried Chicken.
Whoa! Super Shark still going as well. Zoning Gusta for the other members to come into Siege.
This aggression coming out from the Valley is just unprecedented. All of a sudden you thought, you know, the Valley's a hamster, and suddenly they became, I don't know, a tiger, a monster?
Yeah, you know, Fried Chicken just played that so well. He timed the usage of the Vengeance, knowing that at a certain point for King, as the Fredrin, to be able to sustain, you need to hit your opponents, right? So it's the complete counter now for Fried Chicken, knowing that he probably has like Corrosion Siphon now, so that he can be able to pin down this Fredrin. Being in front of the Fredrin all the time, he managed to take him down. And up top, you saw Super Shark utilizing the Numinum Blast for zoning out the members of RRQ Brazil. Yes, wasn't able to hit it, but he made a big zone out, box out, against the side of RRQ Akira.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't land the ultimate, it's just called a zoning ultimate, right? But that is a very good zone coming out from Super Shark.
There you go, Corrosion Sight for the Thamps together with the dominant size means that Fredrin is no longer a problem for the Valley.
I mean, he also built Radiant Armor first, right? So up against a lot of the physical damage that's coming in from the Valley, he's going to be relatively squishy, actually. Basic can melt him down like it's nothing, and King will really need to finish up on those physical defense items before he can really act as the frontliner. And currently, it's a bit confusing, right? Because RRQ Akira, with their composition, it feels like they have a lot of frontliners, but most of their frontliners are easily melted down by the Valley members.
Tekashi still backs up a punch, does have the Bloodlust Axe, and now Down Nice. They can now team fight.
Yep, the slow going in, the taunt happened by the King as well, and Nibiru Passion just to go away. But Zane just landing a lot of damage against Luis Wanyu, but the Valley, they're sieging up mid lane. They want to crack open the mid. I think that's a big commodity as compared to the Lord.
Uh-oh, we'll see it here. Mobazane actually is going to be pinned down, but Basic is there to help him get out of that situation. Here, though, honestly, 1,000 gold lead. I think the Valley are doing a great job at actually just playing around with the waves.
Yeah.
Lord Dance here, forcing RRQ Akira out of their own territory to really contest for the Lord, and it's already very low.
It's a little bit low right now, 1/4 HP. I don't think RRQ Brazil will be able to do anything for now. The Aluminum Blast going in the swing time. Look at the back line. It's going to be Basic, BMI all the way out. Mobazane healing for his own team. And there. Basic coming in with a blazing duet at the same time. Tekashi absorbing all the damage, but that is not enough on the aggression of the Valley.
4-0 trade for the Valley. Gusta Lagusta there with a flicker towards the real world inflation instead of away from it. I don't know if that was a mistap perhaps, but that's not what you want to see now from RRQ Akira. The Valley with Fried Chicken absolutely melting down the frontliners from RRQ Akira. They're doing everything they can to really just shut down RRQ.
Yeah. Psycho going in again. Real one manipulation. Sagan, there's nowhere for you to run. Super Shark, the Roma will take you down.
Oh, Hood is so deadly with the Eve. You can see the timing that he's using his ultimate during the teamfight that happened where they found 4-0. And even in the middle, he knows that there's no way for Saigon to get out because the flicker's already burned in the previous clash that they had when Saigon missed the Stone and Numinum Blast, and now the Valley will have so much control of the game. 6.9k.
Oh my goodness, Luis missing that wild charge. Zane absorbing so much damage, it's just crazy. He's just stalling on this Karina tank.
He just walks out of there, man. Basic 2, he's feeling it. You can see the recalls, the style right in front has the BMI to go back to.
Disrespect, man.
And now it's time to take a look at the items again. That really hasn't changed much since we last saw it for RRQ Akira.
The choice coming out from the King to prioritize the Radiant Armor. You'll understand why he went for it. He knows that he's going to be battling against both the Eve as well as the Karina, but he didn't respect the fact that the Thams can run him down essentially with the Corrosion Scythe and the Dominance Eyes. Together with the Claw, this Blade Armor will not be able to cut it. Had it been that RRQ Brazil have found the openings in the early stages, with the composition that they have, King will have more items to boot. But at this point, as it stands, there's no sustain from RRQ Akira to frontline against the damage of the Valley.
Once again, real world manipulation. Sagan will not be able to use the ultimate as well. But he's taken away. But Gusta Lugusta, the Wild Charge coming over. Luis buying some time. Takashi stunning members of the Valley. But the member of damage, the amount of damage coming off of the Valley is exponential.
Oh, it's too much to handle. They're not even getting the frontliners low here. White Chicken was just, what, oh my god, he didn't even lose a lot of HP there. He was chunked by a bit from the Bennett's Rage, and that's when you know you have a problem. Zane can walk up to anyone and say, hey, I'll take your orange buff. That's a red V though from King to secure it. But it's still the Valley who's just showing how dominant they are here in the enemy jungle.
Yeah.
Look at him.
I was expecting more heal, more damage, but the amount of disrespect coming up from the Valley though, wow. Confidence.
He just manned up against 1.6k damage from the render shots from Gusta Lagusta and then just regen it up in just a few seconds. The amount of sustain from the Valley overwhelms RRQ Akira for now. And I'm pretty sure that this Lord Dance is going to be instrumental for both teams. The RRQ Akira needs to take this away, but the Valley's not letting them.
The Valley's definitely not letting them. Fried Chicken already at the back line. Look at the render shot, would not be able to connect. That's one big mega damage, but look at Fried Chicken. He's tanky and he's hungry. And Moba Zane coming in with a kill. Luis will be the first one to go down. Who will pick that up? Sagan nowhere to run as well. Why are you doing with... Oh, that's a good ultimate coming up with Sagan. But Fried Chicken, oh no, there's nowhere to run. Takashi as well. The Valley kidnaps RRQ Akira, and that is a wipeout!
Wipe out in the 13th minute of the game. 9.2k gold lead.
Absolute disrespect coming up from the Valley. The antagonist rampaging all across the lower brackets, and they will gain that lead.
Match point for NA for the Valley. And here it is. This is where RRQ Akira needs to make a lot of adjustments. There were a lot of mistakes that were very visible, evident in game number 3. And guess what? If they don't take it properly, it might impact that mentality coming into the final game. That can be the final game because the Valley are looking very solid.
Yeah. You can see the mystery coming out from RRQ Akira during the fight in the middle, where they went in the zone where the Valley just really flourishes. Top lane, you saw them taking out a turret, 2 turrets, in exchange for like, what, 4 members? And then White Chicken simultaneously outplays his jungler, his matchup in the jungle in the mid lane. Then eventually, they found an opening in the last stage where they have a big economic lead, right? And they played the Lord Dance so well. It was very clean. You saw them just zone out the King when he's just trying to go for the steal. No chance at all for RRQ Akira to steal that Lord from them. Then eventually they were able to push after the wipeout.
That's what you have, right? When you're so far ahead, you can just play around those waves and you can play around the Lord so well. If RRQ Akira went for the Lord, they can just force a fight. If they don't, they're going to lose out on minions, XP, and gold. So it was a lose-lose in the end for RRQ Akira, but the analysts will dissect what RRQ Akira could have done better in the drafts and early on.
Ayam goreng terlampau pedas. White chicken is too spicy. Game number 3 between the Valley and RRQ Akira is same, but different, but kind of the same. Where this time RRQ Akira gets an early lead, but at 7 minutes, all of a sudden, the Valley came back. Welcome to the Understand with me, LaFell, Leo, as well as Assassin Dave. At 7 minutes, what really happened?
I'll have to double down on the fact that Ayam, White Chicken, just finds those angles and just destroys RRQ Akira's plans or intentions all the way. And bang it, the way that Ayam just finds them. And it doesn't even matter who. Like, I've seen him try to take down Luis, I've seen him try to take down Tekash, and even Saigon, 1v1.
Yeah, this is, I just gotta say, tonight I'm having spicy nasi ayam, okay? That was too good. That was Chicken solo carry 1 vs 9 gaming right there. Just when I saw, okay, this might be RRQ Akira's momentum going forward, and Chicken dove into the backline and turned everything around. 2 fights in a row at the Lord, and also, I think 2 Lords that actually turned the whole game around. Oh my God, what a play by Chicken.
there's a reason why his Tamos was banned earlier in the series. Perhaps has to be considered as a ban coming up. We're gonna look at itemization as well as the hero picks because again, RRQ Akira, they did very well in the early stages of the game, but then all of a sudden, things turn up. And honestly, at the same part of the map where it's at the top side where for some reason the Valley managed to get RRQ Akira with the pants down.
It seems like the XP lane really is the X factor, and it sets the pace for the rest of the game. Despite having a good early start, RRQ Akira kind of stumbled in the mid-game because of the fact that they let Fight Chicken do Fight Chicken things. I want to talk about how in the draft, RRQ Akira locked in both the Lapu-Lapu and the Grok, and that sent a very clear message, and I think that's what made the Tams all the more a sensible pick.
Yeah, when I look at a draft, I was kind of worried, right? But the last pick, when the Thamus comes out, let's take a look at his item. He has Corrosion Sight as well as the Blade Armor, right? That shows you when he goes to the backline, active the Vengeance, he's going to be unkillable. And by the way, if the Beatrix trying to use the SMG to damage him, that's going to be a suicide, right? That's going to be like just damaging yourself, but the reflection damage is way too high. All at the same time, when Thamus active the ultimate with the build Chicken has, he's going to deal insane amount of damage to the backline carries. You saw how fast Grok got melted. You saw how fast King got melted in the mid lane in the one-on-one.
And you're talking about King. Throughout the whole game, Wolf had his eyes on him, and I can't believe his only defense item was the Blade Armor. He definitely needed more.
Yeah, in this game, it's quite hilarious how Super Shark, the Lolita, he was the one that's supposed to be countering the Beatrix, but all of a sudden, it's like Fight Chicken telling him, like, no, I'm the counter to Beatrix. I got the Blade Armor, I got the Vengeance, but now we got to look at the rich guy basic, 760 gold per minute, but the carry is Hoon, 48,000 damage throughout the entire fight, while Fight Chicken is doing his own thing anywhere across the map. Whenever there's a big 4v5, 4v3, or any kind of situation like that, Hoon is the one dealing the most damage.
Dave, did Hoon sleep well tonight? Or last night?
Yes. By the way, for all the fans who are wondering, yes, Hoon did get a little bit of, iffy with the body, he had a little stomachache, but thank God for the entire care from the team, and he's able to recover. Look at the damage he has, 64%. This shows that entire team is actually doing work together as a unit, especially, again, I gotta give credit to Chicken. You don't see him on this leaderboard, but this dude was popping off, right? Like, I don't know, we're talking about MVP now coming up, right? Like,
yeah.
Who do y'all think is the MVP?
I mean, personally for me, I gotta go with White Chicken because again, like, he dictated the match because everyone from the Valley did very, very well. But with that being said, that is what we're talking about. That is what we're thinking about. But we gotta look at the visuals because this is gonna confirm the MVP for this game is going over to White Chicken, 3-1-5. Only 57% kill participation. But funny enough, I kind of feel like a little bit more, like maybe 1 or 2 kills. It's not him chasing someone else, it's someone else chasing him.
Yeah, it really doesn't tell the whole story. 3-1-5, and again, just half of the kills confirmed by the Valley. It makes sense because sometimes Fight Chicken will bite down onto someone from the back line and then they'll get away. And essentially, that's already a -1. That counts as a -1, and it turns into a 4v5 for the Valley, and that's how they turn this whole thing around.
Exactly. Fried Chicken in the early games, the rotation wasn't outstanding, right? Not something that you can say, oh, this is extraordinary, no. But towards the mid-game team fight, that's when he really popped off, right? You point out correctly, Leo, every time he jumped in, he is able to take 1 or 2 out or just push them away from the team fight where they have to recall, they're forced to recall, or just completely retreat away from the fight. Let's take a look at a heat map from 5 to 10 minutes. This guy is all over the place.
Okay, here's the thing. Looking at the heat map and I'm trying to think like Fried Chicken. For some reason, we're looking at the heat map. We can say nice things like, oh, he's opening up the map for his team, blah, blah, blah. No, I kind of feel like it's like, where's my kills? At this point, I have like 2 kills. Give me more. Find me food. I'm hungry.
That's the other way around. Like, usually we're the ones looking for White Chicken. So, again, in the first 5 minutes, I assumed that it would have been yellow down bottom. And then, again, already he knows his job. He knows where to find, again, the food that he was looking for. And you see here, first turtle, obviously he needs to be there. At this point, I think, we were watching this backstage, Dave, it was still very difficult for the Valley. They weren't popping off.
Absolutely. That's what I said. The early game had me worried watching there. But look at the late game, though, mid to late game teamfight when Chicken really popped off. Here, you get to see the team on the top side, and look at this 1-on-1. right? Under the tower kill, 1-1 with the Vengeance. And towards the late game here, look at Chicken on the top side, taking out Luis. He was not able to do anything, forced to use the ult just to waste on nothing, right? In this thing air. And now Chicken come back in and really just delete the entire team. What a play from Chicken.
I gotta say, something about that top lane really invites a lot of chaos, really invites a big turnaround. So looking at the game, I really feel like the geography of the map is also something that has to be considered. And looking at both teams in the mid stage of the game, they can't really like lose focus because somehow 7 between to 11 minutes, they kind of like forget the fundamentals. Like, okay, we gotta know where they are because if not, they're gonna engage on us.
I think that focus is what RRQ Akira